Hey everybody, it has been a little while since I've made a video like this. It's a React video. Every now and then I come across something that's just a gem and I want to take a look at it. This time it comes from the West Coast swing world. So if you're a West Coast swing dancer, hi, I'm Paul. I run a channel called Pauldances. I live stream a lot of Lindy Hop events on Twitch, and I have a TikTok and Instagram and just a general creator of dance things within the Lindy Hop world. Came across this video, and I am so sorry, West Coast Swing community, that you still have to deal with folks like this. But I thought it would be fun to just watch, maybe not the whole thing, but maybe some people can watch their content here instead of on their YouTube. We can pull a few views from that, but also have a little commentary, a little conversation about the stuff they're sharing here. So let's get into it.
Men following, women leading, men dancing with men, women dancing with women. What's going on in the country dancing and West Coast swing dance world?
Talk about a clickbait intro, huh? I just wanted the sound effect, the dun dun dun.
My name is Gilbert. This is Damon right here with D'Amico Dance, and we're shooting episode 7 of Swing to the Rhythm. You definitely want to stay tuned here for this episode because we're going to share with you our opinion about the current state of dancing.
First off, Gilbert, Damon, listen, you're on episode 7, and your road mics are not on. You're not. Maybe you're just holding them to add legitimacy to your bad takes. But your mics are not on. That echoey room. Yeah, it's you got to work on your production value here. Anyways,
both in West Coast swing and in country western dancing. Make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. Again, my name is Gilbert, this is Damon. We are one of the only country western and West Coast swing shows on all of YouTube and on the internet discussing current and past trends of these two very popular dances. And again, thank you for tuning in. As mentioned, we're seeing a change in the country western and West Coast swing world where we're noticing a lot of people, and I'm saying a lot of up and coming dancers, but also a lot of higher level dancers, they're interested in shifting roles, meaning that they're shifting to follow if they lead, or they're shifting to lead if they follow.
All right. I mean, trends, changes, maybe, but men leading, women following, switching, all that stuff is even before your guys' time. There was a lot of Lindy Hoppers that back in the 30s would dance with each other. This is not a new thing, and it's not a super woke thing. It is dancing, and people enjoy dancing with people generally, right? If you prefer dancing with men, you prefer dancing with women, that's your thing. Cool. But it's not like this new woke agenda.
So we're seeing a lot of blurred roles in the dance world. And Damon and I here are here to discuss our thoughts on that and also how that shift occurred, because it wasn't always like this. Of course, you and I.
Also, I just want to add, while thinking about this, if you want to learn more about especially like LGBTQ issues and dancers and history, check out the work that Adam Brzezowski has been doing in the Lindy Hop scene. Maybe I'll add a link to Adam's work in the description. Check it out. It's cool.
We do dance a lot, and we go out into the dance scene in Houston. Let's describe to the viewer what we're currently seeing with state of dancing.
I guess seeing more of, right? We've done some posts lately. If you follow our Facebook page, you've been seeing some of our posts. We have some opinions about how we feel about degendering of dance. We're not necessarily in agreement with it. Your opinion is going to differ from mine, a little bit. We're just seeing more of it, and it's more of a fad and a trend, I think, right now. And could it stick? Sure, it could stick. I always think of things more like as a business.
I'm curious of what was cut. Like you're standing up, you're standing up and saying, "Yeah, this is my opinion." But what were the opinions that you found too problematic of your own, like to cut. Like there were some jump cuts here, and I'm curious what you guys cut out. Maybe they were uhs and ums and that sort of thing. But yeah, well, I was just curious.
I always have. What's good for business? What's good for the masses? I don't want to necessarily exclude anyone, and the bottom line is, and you know, this episode is certainly going to be quite controversial. Sure. We're going to get a lot of people attacking us in the comment section.
We already have.
Right, and you know, so and what y'all.
There's a difference between attacking you guys. That's what I'm doing. Don't get me wrong, but there's a difference between attacking you guys and defending the community as a whole. So most of the comments, the comment section on this video that we're watching, those are defense of their community and standing up for people that might not feel welcome by the things that these guys are saying. This, though, attack. Yeah, that's fine.
All should know is, you know, it's not that we don't value your opinions or anything, but we're way too thick-skinned to be bothered by what you have to say. I mean, we sit back and laugh at the most outspoken ones of you because you're just off the chain. And so, you know, say all you want, act all you want, whatever. I don't ever see you acting that way in public, like when you're in my face.
We're too thick-skinned, and if you're in my face, like talk about the... Oh, yeah. Why not say that to me in person? Talk about some white man privilege, right? Like, nobody's going to come up to you if they don't feel safe approaching you about these topics, right? Like, if they think that you could actually maybe do harm in person, no one's going to talk to you about this in person, but they're not going to ask you to dance. They're not going to approach you. They're not going to, yeah. So this whole thing with like, oh yeah, why don't you say it to my face? You'll be nice and polite in person. No, they won't be. They just won't interact with you. You're going to have like a biased view of the world around you because people don't want to talk to you.
I've noticed that, you know, but, you know, I'm not trying to start a fight. It's just our opinion. And what I've found lately is that if you have an opinion other than the people who are pushing for this degendering of dance, which is really basically a dumb term to begin with, in my opinion. You know, if you want to follow, fine. If you want to leave, called degendering dance, it's ridiculous.
I just want to point out, like, tell me you have a secret Grindr profile without telling me you have a secret Grindr profile.
Absolutely ludicrous. You know, and I'm not down with that. I'm not down with the term. I'm not down with them feeling like, you out there feeling like that your opinion weighs more than the masses, because by and large, the masses do not agree with you. You know, and that's where I go back to the business aspect.
I do want to point out too, currently, while the masses, I just want to point out that they've got 78 likes out of 6,000 views. 78 likes out of 6,000 views. And the first comment by Samantha Buckwalter, who I works with a friend of mine, Matt Ritchie, who dances both styles. But Samantha's comment here has 405 likes. So you got ratioed, pals. Y'all got ratioed. Turns out your take is not the vast majority.
You know, so all I know is I've been teaching dance for 40 years now. And I do both roles. I don't compete in both roles. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. I'm not opposed to people competing in the other role. I'm not opposed to that. I don't agree with it in Jack and Jill. I think that the entire lot of dancers should be asked their opinion as to whether they want to dance with the same sex or they don't want to dance with the same sex. And it's a Jack and Jill and you don't know who you're going to draw. You know, so if anybody in the line says I would prefer not dancing with the same sex, then it shouldn't be allowed in that division, because
I'm just so curious of what's the fear here? What's the, like, you don't want to dance with the same sex? What's going on? Maybe this is the Grindr profile part. Like I just don't okay, actually, you know what? It's time to come clean. I kind of understand maybe a little bit of where these guys are coming from, because I was raised Mormon. And I started dancing when I was still Mormon, and I still actually remember the first time, and this was at almost 20 years ago, but I remember the first time a man rotated to me in a class. It was at Camp Hollywood, and he rotated to me as a follow in a class, and I remember being really uncomfortable with it. I remember that feeling, and I assume that that's what these guys are talking about, like catering to the men who have been raised with problematic views. I honestly don't think there's that many women that don't want to dance with women. I think this is a man thing, right? But I am also very thankful that got normalized. I thought I actually had a preference for a long time. I thought I had a preference that I would prefer dancing with a woman. And we could talk about, like, if there was somebody, if there was somebody at the exact same skill level, would I prefer dancing with a man or a woman if they were exactly the same dancer? We could maybe jump into that and like, but it goes into like, are we sexualizing the dance? Are we, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. But in general, I had a really amazing kind of conversion story to that. Like, I danced with a Lindy Hopper named Calvin Liu, and dancing with Calvin completely changed my opinion on dancing with men. Like, because Calvin brings something to the table that I've never had with dancing with a woman. I don't even know what that is. It's like an aesthetic. It's the Calvin aesthetic, but Calvin is so fucking fun to dance with that it's amazing. Like, it is. I love dancing with Calvin, and he kind of turned that on my head, or turned it on its head. And I like dancing with men. Like, men can bring such a joyous energy. Like, it's bring themselves. It's all individuals anyways, right? Anyways, I just throwing that out there because I think I know where they're coming from. But I also believe that they are wrong. And I am thankful that Lindy Hoppers, and it sounds like for the most part, West Coast swing dancers have done work to make the spaces more inclusive and to challenge some of these preconceived notions that those of us who joined when we were unhealthy, we've healed through the dance.
Everybody paid for a weekend pass, paid for a hotel room, paid for airfare to get there. They're spending money to compete, and now they are somewhat at a disadvantage if they are dancing with the same sex. There's no doubt about it. And in some cases these days are at an advantage when they're dancing with the same sex, because a lot of times people dancing the other role are being rewarded for subpar dancing over people who actually deserve the placement simply because they are the other sex. So it's leaning that way a little bit, because most everybody's afraid to speak out where we are not, and so they feel like they're going to get canceled or whatever, and we're not cancelable, and so,
We are not cancelable. We're not cancelable. Healthy. Super healthy. I wish these guys the best in their communities. No, I don't.
We're just not. And so, but this is such a touchy subject and deep, and of course, again, we're going to ruffle some feathers, and we're totally okay with that. I would just hope that the people out there, realize that there is a different dynamic. There's a different dynamic. If you want to dance in strictly swing.
Nah, there's not a different dynamic. There's a different dynamic because you, Damon, or whatever your name is, you are creating the different dynamic. You're creating it. The problem's in what you're doing, not what these people wanting to dance different roles. It's you.
You get to choose your own partner. Mm-hmm. I'm all for you dancing same sex. I don't care. Dance same sex. If you're a pro out there, I've got a good friend, Raquel Nielsen Reynolds, and she's dancing country, and there's not a country male pro around her area. She loves to teach dance, has a bunch of students that want to compete, and they're signing up to dance with these ladies are signing up to dance with their female pro. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Again, it's a competition where you sign up with same sex. So some of the people in the comment section are leaning towards calling us homophobic or whatever else. It has zero to do with that. I don't care.
Then what does it have to do with? Why are you so scared? Why are you so scared to dance with men? What is it?
I teach a whole bunch of lessons here throughout the week. You're here, you witness it, with male students. I follow fluently in about 20 different dance styles. I'm not competing with my male students because they have females that they can compete with. You know what I mean? If my male students did not have somebody to do that with, again, they signed up to dance with their male teacher. And so I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to doing that. But if there's an option for them to dance with the opposite sex, then I'm all about them doing that. So it kind of negates all the comments out there acting like we're homophobic or something, whatever it is that they're trying to call us, when we make comments like this or whatever. I just don't think it belongs in Jack and Jill.
I don't think it belongs. Woof. I don't think it belongs. If there were a sentence that was more popular out of Texas, I don't think it belongs. I don't think they belong. Texas, we love you.
Agreed to dance with the same sex, and because you don't know who your partner is going to be, right? So we are seeing more of it. This brings up an entirely different aspect. We could do 12 episodes on this aspect of this conversation. When someone is a newcomer dancer or a novice dancer, it is 100% false that they are becoming a better dancer at their primary role by learning the other role. That is 100% false. They can't even grasp the...
Now, I will give them this point. I'll give them this point. I don't agree with everyone lead, everyone follows. And I've talked to a lot of switch dancers. That's my thing. I think you should follow the tech tree of one first for a little while and then jump over. Definitely try them, experience it. But I'm not a big fan of everyone leads, everyone follows. That's fine.
Concept of the dance at hand. So for people to pretend like they're doing it because they want to get better at the other role at those newcomer novice levels is a joke. That is a joke. Yeah. Even at a higher level, a lot of people can't do that. I mean, the number of people that can actually take the information and go, oh, I see where I'm messing up my whip lead right there because of the way I'm following this or whatever, in West Coast Swing anyway. Can it happen? Yes, it can happen. Is there a percentage of newer people that are going to be able to grasp that difference? Yes, but
I'd be so interested to see these two teach. I don't even know what is taught in country dance, like just lifts. But for West Coast Swing, I'd be curious to watch an entire lesson with these individuals and see what language they're using. Because I can almost guarantee it's rooted in the patriarchy. Woman, your role is to listen. Man, you tell your woman to do this, this, and this. I don't know. Just a guess, and that's how these lessons go.
All in all, how many people are actually hyper aware enough to realize that it's helping? So that part of it is just not true.
Seems like a misconception.
It is. It's a huge misconception. And because other people are doing it, well, of course, you go to a West Coast Swing event, you get all gussied up, you want to dance, and if you're dancing Jack and Jill, you dance one division. And so you dance for 2.5 minutes or whatever, and heated, you might dance 6 minutes, 9 minutes or whatever. But it's another opportunity to dance. So I think a lot of people are watching other people do the other role, and they're wanting to do it because they want to compete, and they want to get out there and they want to do it. But
this is another thing regarding his oh yeah, all my takes are based on the business of it all. The business of it all, if you have people signing up for both roles in different contests, you're making more money. So again, yeah, your argument doesn't work. If you're looking for the business side of things, letting people compete in both roles makes more money.
Again, going back to what I said earlier, when you have dudes out there that are following horrendously and stepping out on the wrong foot, it's a slap in the face to me. It's what it feels like. It's a slap in the face to the other dancers on the floor when they get rewarded and pushed through the finals because they were a dude following. It boils my blood a little bit, and the judges are to blame for that. And they're part of the problem, 100%. They're part of the problem. If I don't care what sex you are, it's about a dance contest, and the best people should be making it through to the next round.
I'm actually in agreement there. Like, the best dancers should be being lifted up. Pick judges that, like, this is not a who should be allowed to compete thing, though. This should not be a, oh, we don't want to allow same-sex dancing. This should be pick the judges that will do the job that you want them to do and share the values that you want to uphold in your community. Yeah.
Every single time. And yet we see guys out there following, getting placements, and vice versa. You know, girls out there leading, you know, getting placements over dudes that are taking lessons and working on their dancing, and then they're coming out on the wrong foot and getting rewarded and going to semifinals, and somebody that paid all their money just like they did doesn't make it to, you know, semifinals.
I actually didn't even know that West Coast swing dancers paid attention to footwork. I'm just kidding, you guys. I'm just kidding. Okay, continue.
Finals. And so that's where the business part of it really starts to come into play for me. And the best dancing should always win. Period. It's a dance contest, you know, and so it should be a matter of whatever categories that chief judge and that event director are talking about. You know,
the best dancing should always win. Isn't that like, it's so subjective? Like it's like the best dancing according to what? Like, there's so much in that. It's
Is it going to be just about showmanship, or is it going to be about technique, or is it going to be about timing and rhythm? Is it going to be about musicality? You know, what are the different subcategories that we're rewarding people for? And the people that go to the finals should be the people that overall, on average, do best in all 5 categories, not in one particular category. You know, and right now we're seeing a whole lot of confidence being rewarded even when the basics aren't really good.
Yeah.
And so, and they don't even realize, you know, these judges that are rewarding this, and these events that are rewarding this behavior, don't even realize, because they're not giving it any forethought, that they're killing the dance as a business. And then you've got grassroots people that are making their living, putting the mass of the bodies out there in competition, and their students aren't doing as well because they're actually focused on learning the foundation of the dance, and then people are getting out there shaking their butt.
So this actually sounds like a completely different problem. If you're losing people in your scene because you're losing contests, that's a culture problem. You gotta make some shifts there, pal. Like, they should be coming out to dance and enjoy. And yeah, competition is fun. But if you're losing people because they're losing to men dancing as follows, yeah, that's an interesting take.
And talking on the phone when it says, call me, and they're getting a placement over people that have good quality movement and actual foundation. And that's what aggravates me, really, the most. I'm not saying that that's always happening. I'm saying it's happening more and more all the time. And the farther we go down this path, the more that's happening when it comes to same gender, you know, dancing. You know, also, you know, it's like, there is nothing wrong with traditional roles, and if you believe there's nothing wrong with traditional roles, we'd appreciate it if you like the video. We would appreciate it if you say something. You know, I mean, what are you afraid of exactly? Do we have to go so far the other way that we've all lost our minds?
So far the other way.
Do we all have to bend the knee to the loudest people in the room, even though they're the vast minority?
Again, the vast minority. You got ratioed on your own video.
We really have to bend the knee? Then the other thing, while it's fresh on my brain, you know, a lot of these people in our comment section that are saying, I'm wrong, and we shouldn't act that way, and that's an old way of thinking. No, it's not an old way of thinking. What the hell's the matter with you? It's not an old way of thinking. There is nothing wrong with men and women and masculine and feminine energy as long as it's healthy. Masculine and feminine energy. Nobody wants toxic male energy. Nobody wants...
Thank you, Damon. Damon? It's Damon, right? Just want to make sure. Damon. Yeah. Nobody wants toxic male energy. I mean, we could sum it up here. Don't share your bad opinions. This is toxic male energy. Throwing that out there.
This
Where we
is
at?
only talking about Jack and Jill. So all of you getting your feathers ruffled and texting all your friends to jump on my thread and give us a negative comment, do you think really a comfortable place?
Talented, masculine men.
Well, and even if they're going to a club that's known for that, which is totally fine if that suits you. We don't care about that either. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But how many times have we heard or we feel that young men already feel funny about dancing, and so we've been trying to do is get more men into the dance of
more
sport.
Talented, masculine men.
Well, and even if they're not masculine, but right, I agree. But even if they're not masculine, we've been trying to get more participation, and we've been very successful in doing that. I mean, we had 75 people in Monday night class, and we had 2 extra follows. How many communities are almost even male to female ratio in class where you have a male to dance with or a female to dance with? So we've been building this thing and making it a comfortable place for.
Wait, but hold on. If your ratio's off, what if men jumped over to the follow role so you could fix the ratio? Anyway.
Guys that otherwise would have thought that dancing might be sissy or girly or whatever, and that's how they feel. They were not comfortable in their own skin dancing. That's not something that a lot of young men grow up feeling comfortable doing. They're playing sports and doing whatever. Not that they have to stay in those roles, but that by and large, that's what.
So be part of the change. Be part of the change. you gotta start them out somewhere. I actually am. I'm of the opinion that you should not force people to dance with people that they don't want to dance with. So if there is somebody coming to your class that's like so uncomfortable, no. Thinking about it, no. No. I think the way that you position class, the way that you introduce it, if people are going to choose to rotate, then they need to be comfortable dancing with whoever they rotate to. And if they don't want to rotate, that's fine. They can stay with their partner, whoever they came to the dance with. But no, you should be comfortable with it. And I think there's a lot of, I think about my time as a conservative Mormon kid. And I maybe was a little uncomfortable, but I loved the dance, and I loved being around the music and the people and everything else. And so, you know what? Be part of that change. Be part of bringing people across their barriers and into change.
What's happening? The majority. Yeah. And then the first thing they do, they step into a country bar, and now there's dudes dancing together everywhere. Yeah. Do you think that guy signs up for class? I mean, honestly. And some of you out there are going to go, absolutely they do. It shouldn't matter. You're a liar. And you're lying to yourself, and you're lying to everybody else. Because that...
I do team building all across the nation, and I work with people from all sorts of backgrounds. And I, teach and dance all over the nation as well. And no, we're not liars. People will do it. People will jump in. You've got to make some effort. And if you're gonna make a space to coddle people that are not comfortable thinking outside of their little box, that's on you. But people, give them the benefit of the doubt, and they'll come across that. You can show them, the dances speak for themselves. They're fun. They're engaging. The dances will lead people across the aisle.
That is not how the entire world feels. And so is that the case sometimes? Sure. But to act like that everybody's okay with that, they are not okay with that. And so we get these young guys that would otherwise pick up dance as a hobby that are like, peace out, I'm out. We had that new gentleman recently, I won't say names, went out, and someone asked him to dance, and he was like, no, thank you.
Is this a mistake?
Yeah, no, thank you or whatever. Yeah. And then he was kind of frowned upon by a couple of people. Yeah. He was brand new to our community, and he was frowned upon because he didn't want to dance with another dude. That is his prerogative. He does not have to dance with another dude. Sure. And he wasn't.
I'm with them on this. Like, yeah, people shouldn't be treated if they like if it's not a class and they're rotating and stuff, and you should be able to dance with who you want, like plain and simple. So I don't think people should be treated different for saying no to a dance. Like, no is a one-word sentence, and I don't know what it's like in the West Coast swing world, but in Lindy Hop, we're really trying to strengthen that idea that, like, you can say no, and that's fine.
Ugly, he declined graciously, but yet we're the bad guy because we don't want to dance with the same sex. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I turned down a guy at a competition, and I told him, he asked me to social dance, I told him no, and he did not like my response.
Right. Yeah, and I know you well enough to know that you weren't ugly when you said no.
I wasn't. I just said no, right. Thank you.
Yeah, and I will do it from time to time. I'll do it I'm a teacher. I dance the female part fluently. Good luck.
I'm so proud of you. So proud of you for stepping up and dancing with men.
Yeah. But it's just like, still at the same time, it's like it's the setting, and in a studio environment, I'm way more apt to dance if a guy asks me to dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out of a country bar, I don't want to be a part of what makes some guys in there go, I'm not down. Yeah. It's a business decision for me.
Mm-hmm. Which we are running a business, and ultimately dancing again is our primary product and the service that we offer, group lessons. So right. I think that that's also a valid consideration.
Sure.
To end the episode, where we're going in the future, and because you did say that a continuation of this, and it's already quite popular to switch roles and for competitions to really talk this up, and for social media videos posting this to generate interest and to generate views and likes and comments.
Right.
And as you said, even though the dancing may be bad, people are still celebrating in the comments.
I've seen some bad dancing and people celebrating in the comments just because they're same sex.
Yeah,
and it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Do we not?
Let people dance what they want to dance. Let people celebrate what they want to celebrate. Just the thought. It goes down to the whole, like, let people be the way that they want to be. People with this mentality seem to take issue with that in general.
I mean, there are standards in everything we do. And all you people out there acting like, that you're watching bad dancing and praising it because they're same sex, you're ridiculous. And if you watch Dancing with the Stars, you go, they're good, they're not good, and then the voting doesn't go the way you think it should, and we're outraged because we can see that's better dancing. But then we turn a blind eye on this particular sport, or you watch people play bad basketball and good basketball, you're acting like you can't tell the difference.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I don't care what the topic is. Sure. Our brains, we have been geared towards excellence. It's like, this is this. And if it was in Strictly Swing, I watched that there was two females dance together in a category recently that I saw. They were amazing. Mm-hmm. But they chose their own partner. It wasn't a Jack and Jill, but they did a cool routine. I'm like, sweet. Sure. That was great, and it was good leading, and it was good following, and they pulled it off. You know what I mean?
They pulled it off.
In large part,
despite being women, they were able to pull it off. Okay, I'm bored. I think I'm done watching this. The final thoughts, whatever. I figured I'd go through it and comment on it. Hopefully some little nuggets of at least humor were pulled out of this, and you can watch their takes without having to watch their takes and give them another view on YouTube. But you should go over to their YouTube page and like Samantha's comment just to further ratio them. Anyways, West Coast Swing Dancers, if you like this content and you're new around these parts, I try to create regular content for Lindy Hop. But yeah, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching. Bye.